Yo, press record. What's up? You're listening to Zero to X. My name is Daniel, and today with me, as always,
Hey guys, my name is Amara.
guys, there was a time Amara tried to do this intro. It didn't end well, man.
Guy,
It did not end well.
I suck at mimicking people. I suck, man. And I think it's something I respect with people who have really mastered the art of speaking and
Yeah.
public speaking.
Yeah. Guys, Amara is pumped about this because the last Zero to X team meeting we had,
Oh, bro.
we were like, bro, we were 40 episodes in, so guys, thank you so much.
you
It's
so
been a
much,
beautiful
guys.
journey, but we're 40 episodes in. This is literally episode 41.
Yep.
And you know, sometimes it just happens with people around you won't appreciate
If
you.
they don't pat you on the back, you pat
If they,
yourself.
if they don't pat you on the back, you pat yourself on the back. So I was listening to some of our more recent episodes that came out, and I almost didn't believe that was us, man. I thought it was some Alex Hermosi, some Andrew Huberman, some Tim Ferriss kind of episode that I was listening to. Because big up, but guys, we hear your feedback about how the audio can be tricky to work with sometimes, especially like if you're not using AirPods. So
Yeah.
guys, we tinkered and tinkered and tinkered.
we
But
kept
shout out to our
tinkering, man.
production team Musan and Esosa. They really put it together to make it a more enjoyable listening experience. And like I was listening to episode 37 because we released it like last week or two, and I was like,
Yeah.
bro, I forgot we had audio issues, man.
Bro.
I forgot we had audio issues.
Bro.
And then, but what was more interesting was listening to how well we were able to present ideas and communicate. I was like, bro, there is a difference between episode 7 and episode 37, man.
it.
And it
Love
was, and I just said it casually. That's what all of them started saying, yes, it's true, Daniel and Amara. I was like, shut up your mouth. Guys, if they don't pat you on the back, pat your hand is long enough to pat yourself on the back, guys.
Oh, Lord.
So, guys,
But I
thank
think that's
you so
something I
much.
still want to learn, the ability to mimic people really well, because bro, it would be so cool.
Yeah.
Fusi does it so well, guys. If you don't know who Fusi
Lucy is
is,
an incredible communicator.
yeah,
man.
so he does it really well.
Lucy is an
Does it
incredible
really well.
communicator.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. So, what have you been up to recently, man?
bro, I've had attend weddings this month.
LMAO.
and it's been throwing my work rhythm
Yeah.
into the mud.
Yeah.
So I'm having to get back into that workflow.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I'm insisting I must go to the gym today.
Yeah.
Because I need to get myself back
Guys,
into that.
Amara insisted we shoot the episode at my apartment because he wants to go
I
to
need to
the
use the gym. Yes.
close to my house.
Anyway, but it's been I've pretty much used a bulk of September to begin to put together the next level of my I'm basically evolving.
I hear that.
Yeah, with regards to who I'm becoming in general. And so it's me, it's the word I used when I wrote it down in my journal was consolidate.
I love it.
Yeah, so I'm basically consolidating a lot. You find that a lot of the times it's easy to have a lot of ideas written down across
100%.
places, a lot of thoughts you want to execute on, a
100%.
lot of things you want to do. And I found that I had just done that a lot for the bulk of January all the way through July.
Yeah.
And so I really spent this month really trying to consolidate all of that and make sure
and figure out. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Two things I have to say about that. Number one, what you said about habits and routines and everything just going in the mud. I've been listening a lot more closely. This might sound as a surprise, but I promise you it's the truth. I've been listening a lot more closely to Alex Hermosi, especially since he did that madness that he did. Bro, that is probably the single greatest marketing thing I have ever personally seen in my life. We'll talk about that on some other time.
We'll talk about it, guys.
Yeah.
But if you want some more insights, you can just go check out
his
channel. Just go to the live part of his YouTube channel. You would see the
event
video
that he did.
there.
It was Jesus Christ.
Sick.
It was bro.
Sick.
Bro, it was nuts. So I've been paying a lot of attention to him. I'm like literally watching 2-3 hour videos. Like sometimes focusedly, like in the dead middle of the night, because I'm trying to figure out something for my real estate business or for Carrot or for something else you get. So, and he's incredibly smart, man. He's analytical. He's very detail oriented, right?
It shows that he actually did the consulting that he,
my God.
he transitioned from consulting before he started.
Yeah. My bro, it's showing. Bro, see, except if you're not interested in building a business or marketing, it might not make so much sense to you.
You will not even see the things
you won't even see the things we're seeing, right? But like, ever since he did that event, my God, I've been studying him. So, but then there's something he said about what you said about habits and routines, which, like I said, like we've said before in this podcast, everything is nuanced.
Yep.
Right?
Like we always say.
Like we always say. He said about habits and routines that he's kind of against them.
Yeah,
you've seen that video. He's kind of against them because if you feel like there are these couple of things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that you need to do to get into your rhythm, then it means that you're
giving them the power.
You're giving them the edge.
Yeah.
Like he as your competitor can just make sure like this any one of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that you say you must do before like just gets messed up. So for instance, if you're the kind of person that says you must have your morning coffee before you can think, it's becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It's now a crutch.
Exactly. It's now a crutch.
Exactly.
Do you understand? You're now being supported on that thing when you really honestly can just do.
Yeah.
When you really honestly can just do. So
I share his sentiment.
Yeah.
It's a fine balancing act.
It's a fine balancing act. I agree.
I
agree because the thing is that so far I'm able to act on my priorities. Whatever I need to do, if I can afford to create optimal conditions for me to act on my priorities, I will.
Yeah.
But I know that bottom line for me is the hard work, the sweat I'm putting in to act on my priorities. So whether I wake up by 9 or by 5 a.m., I know what is most important to me is putting in the work that I need to do for that day. I can make my adjustments on the fly, right? I can move things around, yeah. The predictability is good for, okay, you can guarantee the same level of performance like at most points in time, right? But the fact that something misses doesn't now mean you can actually get to the point where the fact that a part of your routine is missing doesn't now mean your entire day just has to not be great. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I think I mentioned episode 14 or so, where we talked about the demands of greatness, and I was talking about how Alex dragged me. It was like he was dragging me.
I remember that.
I was like that. I used to always say, I think I always say about how your thoughts become your actions, and those actions become your habits.
Yeah.
And so, not realizing that the things I always say, because I mean, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So the things 100%. I always say were affecting and influencing my ability to function. So I used to say then, as at that time, because I remember when he dragged me in that video, I used to say then that I have to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep to be able to function. Yeah, I remember that exact example.
I remember that. I remember that example.
And then I was like, Alex cleared everyone, like, bro, I like to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep, but if I don't get it,
like
I'm still going to do
we're still going to do what needs to be done. Like get up and go. Get up. That's what successful people do. Get up and go.
Get up and go.
Get up and.
When he dragged me, that is that day I stopped talking anyhow.
Yeah, and this is what it says. It's essentially the same point about crutches, right?
Yeah.
You need to know what your bottom line is, like the most fundamental, most important thing you need to do. So if that is putting in the work to building the life you want to build, every other thing is a supporting cast to it, is an accessory to it. The main thing doesn't suffer because these other things aren't there.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to be able to, I roll out of bed. Like you need to develop the ability to roll out of your bed and go to your computer immediately and you are good with it. Like no.
If that's the bottom line.
If that's the bottom line for you, right?
Yeah.
Like just you can wake up and go straight to your bottom line. You don't need to do, I need to meditate. I need to. Those things are good. They have their place, right? And like Amara and I say a lot. Amara says it more than I do. Whatever you need to do to have the prime environment for you to perform, absolutely have it.
He stresses environment, so
absolutely have it.
He stresses
absolutely have it. But you should be more focused. You should care more about performing in a way that produces the outputs that you need.
This conversation actually can get longer than this. I have to be careful.
100%.
Because I'm seeing how this can be tricky to navigate, especially as Christians. Because what you're saying in essence is that you need to be aware of the things that you let become crutches. But you must also realize as a Christian that you are drawing from a source.
100%.
So it is balancing being aware of what should be an essential.
Yeah.
Like when scriptures say, this book of the law shall not depart out of your mouth and meditate on it day and night and all of that kind of stuff. So realizing this for me has to be an essential.
Yeah.
This is not a crutch. This is my source.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
As opposed to something else that you may or may not have realized you have allowed and permitted to become a crutch. Do you get me? And so it is knowing where to draw the line with the activities.
I don't even think it's that deep, right?
You don't?
I don't think it's that deep, to be fair. Like,
Okay.
some things are the 0th thing to do, not the first. They are the 0th thing to do.
I see.
Like, they are just the non-negotiables that would go into you being able to do.
Exactly.
So, for instance, waking up, you need to wake up, man, to work.
I think about what you just said now, and I think about him, Alex.
Yeah.
And how, for example, fitness is a non-negotiable for him.
Yeah.
But it's something he enjoys doing. Do you get? So, like you said, and part of that also helps him function. Do you get? So for him, it's kind of like, there's things I don't want to let be crutches, but there's also other things, like there's something he says, we question everything except the things that we think not to question.
Yeah.
So the point being, yes, he makes some sense about not letting things become a crutch, but you can't really make an absolute statement that there's things that won't definitely.
No, 100%. So the thing is that not the things that we call clutches or crutches or whatever the English is, right? They prime you to be able to perform.
Okay.
So if you're unable to do them, it's because you were not proactive about something, or you made an extra sacrifice that took more time and then you weren't able to do the other thing, right? Those will be exceptions. Do you understand? Like the fact that you won't be able to do your morning routine as you should, if you were a high performer, it should be an exception.
Yeah.
Rather than the norm. So it's not necessarily
that.
The craziest thing for us to double click into.
Yeah, I get that.
Because it's going, if you're a high performer, it's going to be 1 in every 10 days, 1 in every 7 days.
I get that.
Like you won't be able to meditate like you want to, work out like you want to.
Yeah, and it doesn't change anything.
And it really doesn't change anything, right? So I don't think it's that deep an issue. Like whatever, and like guys, don't overthink this. If there's a method that you figured out that works for you to be able to perform, to deliver at what you feel is satisfactory to you, keep doing it. What we're trying to say is be proactive about the fact that at times it will happen that you might not be able to do that thing.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It might not be as trivial as having coffee.
Yeah.
It might be taking a walk. Like you just being out in nature helps you think and like with ideas, and then you come back, right? So it might be something.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Some people, like, they like that runner's high. They run in the morning. Whatever it is, right? We're just saying that you should still be able to fundamentally perform. You need to be proactive and creative about figuring out how to still deliver if something you feel is fundamental or important or essential or even trivial, but it's a nice to have. All of these things going into putting them into how you perform ideally. If one of those things are missing, you should still be able to figure out how to perform ideally. That's the point of what we're trying to say. Okay. So like, let's not too deep like that. Let's not too deep like that, right?
Oh Lord.
So I love what you said about how your year was going, how it's important for you to consolidate. I've been doing a lot of that myself as well. 100%. I'm practically always doing it. More and more, I am appreciating the fact that clarity is important.
Bro.
Clarity is important.
Can I end this podcast here?
Clarity is important. The moment you're feeling overwhelmed is because the water has been muddied.
Yes.
Literally, the water has been muddied. So even if you know the containers that things should be in, like everything has spilled. So you are more in a frenzied state than you are in a fast focused state.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is that those two states require you being busy or require activity from you. So if you're not careful or self-aware, you might just be okay just doing everything. Fire brigading essentially.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that fire brigading doesn't make for net positive growth. It just keeps things from falling. It keeps things from going to shit, pretty much. That's what happens. So I've been consolidating there was an opportunity that came up last week, literally in something that I was doing.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I need to double click into what I'm doing, what I'm testing and what I'm experimenting on.
Okay.
Before I even start to think of adopting this new, I don't have the time. And it was natural. I didn't even have to dip it.
It's what clarity does.
It's what clarity does, right?
Does.
Like, I was like, I see the possibility of this. I see how this could bring results.
Yeah.
But it's going to need me to put in 3 to 6 months of work. I'm already on month 2 on what I'm already trying to experiment. Like, you don't start things and drop them.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So in the midst of the last couple of months, the work I've been doing I have been trying to get done has been very focused, has been a lot more intentional, and I think I'm really happy about that particular kind of growth. But then more and more in doing these things, I realized there was a thing. I was having a conversation yesterday, and there was a thing, and I was telling the person that there was a thing I wanted to put up on my WhatsApp story or tweet out or put on Instagram create mode or something, but I didn't want to have to start explaining what I wanted to say, and I didn't want to type the explanation of what I wanted to put out.
Okay.
And what I wanted to say was this: I'm not afraid to die. I will explain. Now I will explain. So essentially,
oh my God,
there is, and I learned this from Pastor Sam Adeyemi, like way back when I was in Daystar, like some years back.
Okay.
There's a verse in the Bible that says, except a corn of wheat, essentially a seed, falls to the ground and dies, it remains a corn of wheat. But if it does fall to the ground and dies, it becomes a tree that gives life and blah, 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 blah. So what I've been made to painfully realize the past couple weeks, months, especially the more focused I've been getting, especially since we got into year 2, Q2, year 2, Q3, year 3, especially since we got into that, I was like, okay, these are very, very, very definite goals that I'm trying to get done. I'm trying to break through certain things in my life, end certain conversations in my life once and for all. And I realized that there were growing pains.
Growing pains?
Yeah, there were growing pains. There were, like, I told Amara, like, I'm in wartime, and I shared this in the podcast before. I've literally been sleeping on the floor in my house for the past 6 weeks. There is a bed, by choice. By choice, because I've explained the entire wartime thing. If you can just go back and check about seasons in some past episode that we did. But then, what I meant by that is this. And what occurred to me this past week was that, see, Daniel, the goals I wrote on my board that I look at, literally, it's in front of my workstation that I look at. When people come to my house, it's the first thing that is that, Daniel, you depart, and I'm like, do you understand? I'm just like, okay. That's really what it's like. I'll just smile outside, but really inside me, it's like, okay.
I think it's a number of zeros.
Guy, you can't stop.
You should have written it in dollars. Reduce the zeros.
So,
oh my God.
So I realized that the work that this thing was demanding, the productivity was demanding, was a lot. But then there was something I thought about. The thought occurred to me. I said, Daniel, there is a version of you that exists. All of these things that you are doing and are struggling for, will be light work for that version of you.
That's why when you said demanding, I was like, that's a very interesting choice of words. Like you are a version of Daniel that has refused to accept that where you are going requires a change in Daniel.
Do you understand?
So that thing becomes light work.
That's
for
it.
That Daniel.
There is a see guys, this is the summary of what we're trying to talk about. There is a version of, think about like your aspirations, think about your goals, your motivations, everything that your dreams, everything that you have figured, oh, this thing makes me excited when I think about it. Then you think about the amount of work that you need to do to get these things done. And most of the time, most people underestimate the amount of work it takes to achieve that goal. I'm literally doing it for a couple of areas and businesses in my life, and I know.
It's a lot.
See, bro, you understand? For the first time ever, one of my partners in my business was like, Daniel, this is a lot of work. This is the first time in 2 years of us running that business that he has ever said that. Because of how detailed I said, these are the things we have to do, this. We were doing it together, we're outlining it together, but like, we are when I want to do something, I want to be the best. Ever. Not the best of myself. Like, I'm competing with you. I want to beat you. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? In this particular area, I want to. Let me give you a sample size of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to achieve in 3, 4, 5 months what it took someone 10 years to do in my industry. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I'm like, that has to be some kind of 1% behavior. So I told myself that, guy, I'm going to be willing to do what 99% of this industry is not going to do.
We say these things. When is the time for the action?
When is the time for the action? Will you pay the price? Guys, see, I promise you, the amount of work, whatever you're thinking you need to do.
Yeah.
This is both from observation, seeing what the people that have done this thing ahead of us have said, and from my own personal experience right now.
Yeah.
Whatever you think is the amount of work you need to do to achieve something multiplied by 5, you're just starting.
Yeah.
That multiplied by 5 is the starting. You are playing. Where you are right now, respectfully. In fact, I'm removing the gloves. Where you are right now, you are playing. Respectfully or disrespectfully. Where you are right now, you are playing. You need to at least 5x that work. It depends. I imagine that you have our kind of goals relevant for your industry or relevant for your stage in life or whatever. But typically, if you know it's something you've not done before, it's a new level for you. 5x the amount of work you think you're supposed to put in. That's the price you need to pay. So same thing for me.
Yeah.
I've looked at it again. Is next year I'll talk about this thing. I'm trying to achieve in 3, 4 months what a senior person in my industry took 10 years to do. Do you understand? So I've identified the work that needs to be done and I'm paying the price. But it's demanding. It's juggling 3 things and riding on a unicycle. It's 5 things, juggling 5 things and riding on a unicycle. Because I still have all of the things I need to do.
Yeah.
Those ones don't care about my ambitions or my destiny. It's me. All they care about is the results that I owe them.
Yeah.
My volunteer groups, my work, all of the different stakeholders in my life. Everybody just wants to get the thing that Daniel agreed that he was going to give them.
Yeah.
Pretty much. However many things I agree to is my business and my business alone.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is that I realized that, I was thinking about how I was doing it, and then I'm becoming accustomed to paying the price for the hard work for what I want to do. I've been reading a lot of David Goggins recently, a lot of things about doing hard things, pretty much. And I realized that, Daniel, there is a version of you that makes all of this hard work like you are doing look like light work. There is a version of you that this goal that you wrote on your board that everybody comes to you and says, I'm playing my life. Is play for him. There is a version of you. There is a version of you that is shouting that this Lexus GX 460 2022 version and the G63 Mercedes AMG 2020 to 2022 version that you say you want, at some point in time, you would have a lot more than this and not care about it. Right now is your aspirations. You just see it, you start speaking in tongues. That's how I see those cars and I'm just happy. Bro, I see a Vacheron Constantin watch and I'm just happy. At a point in time, I will get to the point where, there is a version of me that exists.
Yeah.
But for me to get to that version, this version has to die. Quote and unquote die.
Die, bro.
It has to die.
It has to die. You didn't see what's not the see now.
No, bro, I've been on it since. So
no. But my point is, I'm saying this with respect to the fact that, like, there's times I used to come on the podcast earlier on and be spazzing and people don't understand what's going on in my head.
Oh, I get you.
People don't understand what's going on in my head.
I get you. Sometimes people come to my house and like, Daniel is not smiling. I'm like, it's not you. It has nothing to do with you, man. I'm thinking of my life. I'm thinking of the hardness that I'm subjecting myself to on a daily basis, right? Because of the things I want to achieve in the time frame that I want to achieve them. And then now I'm in the point in my life where I'm selective about the counsel I listen to. There's some people that tell me, you have time, you and who? They mean well, but there's nothing that can make me listen to them at this point in my life. I might be wrong, but see, I believe in taking, bet on yourself. Who else do you want to bet on? Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, guys, this process of dying because we don't believe in just saying vague things here.
Yeah.
So this is what I mean. There is a process of growth, change, which is typically hard, which is typically demanding.
Yeah.
That you will have to subject yourself to become that quality of person. I'll give you a good instance. I stay somewhere around Falago. That's where my apartment is. So I started the 75 hard challenge, right? And I started running a lot more. So with the running thing, Amara can probably attest, can figure out what this distance looks like. So, bro, I came up from Kalajai, turned around, went to Iberi's hostel, went to Unilag, went to Paco, and came back running. I didn't stop. I didn't walk. It took me 45 minutes to get that running.
That's casually, it's like 7 kilometers more.
Boy, are you playing with me? Is that 7 kilometers?
I'm not sure how. I've never been from here to his hostel, so I can't exactly.
It's literally Yabatek.
Oh.
Yes, Yabatek.
That, and you wait.
I ran all through. I didn't stop. I didn't this thing. The first time I did it, I took the other way around. I took from here, went to Paco, went to Unilag Junction, turned into Yabatek. So by the time I turned into that Yabatek back gate, I then walked the distance back. It took me an hour to do that. When I ran everything, it took me like 30, 40 minutes.
That means it should be like 10 kilometers.
Bro, I'm pretty sure it's better. I don't even want to know what it is. So, but like, the first time I tried it.
You should use an app.
No, I use an app. The first time I tried it, I stopped at the Yabatek and then just walked. And the walk from there to my house was like 10 minutes, thereabout. But the run from there, going through Paco to University of Lagos front gate to University Road Junction, back to Yabatek, was about 20 minutes. So like that thing took me 30 minutes to run and then 10 minutes to walk back. When I ran everything and I was initially taking like longer routes, like longer detours, my legs felt like they wanted to give up, but my mind was stilled. My mind was calloused. And I ran it. And I came back. And guess when I did it? On a Sunday morning before church.
Sunday morning.
On a Sunday morning before church, my guy. I woke up 5 a.m.
I have a question. Oh, God.
Then there was another one that I did. I took a walk from here to Sabo. I walked from here to Sabo.
That's far.
Then from Sabo, I walked to Unilag. Then from Unilag to Bariga. And then Bariga back down here. The walk was 3 hours. It was 30,000 steps. What am I trying to build?
That is some David Goggins things, man.
Mental toughness. Mental toughness. The industries I want to play in, I'm competing with people. I'm giving 20% of my time or 10 or whatever percent of my time.
Yeah.
I'm competing with people that are giving their entire lives to it.
I see why
there is a level of focus and determination and doggedness. I need to be able to give that. See, there is focus 2 hours of work this week, but 10 hours of work.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I need that focus 2 hours of work to be worth more than their 5, 7, 6, 7, 10 hours of work. Right? I sleep on the floor in my apartment, in my living room, which I call my reception because that's all I can say. Bro. I sleep there because, not because there is no bed, but I'm subjecting myself to hardship, building mental toughness, building resilience, which is a thing I figured out that I need tons more of.
Yeah.
If I'm going to play in the industry that I want to play at. Especially at the level that I am in. At this level, I'm doing almost everything. The next level is that I was then hire like the specialist and then just vision and give ideas and like watch execution in detail. Right? But right now, the work that I need to put in.
Yeah, I see that.
Guys, this is hard. There are days like I don't meet up and I'm like, thank God for my mind. I'm just always forward thinking. But normally I would have been, oh my God, like, am I going to really, really do this? But I've burnt my bridges. I've burnt my ships. This is what I'm doing with my life, right? And it's like, I did this thing 2-3 days a week. And I'm like, I can feel the changes, man. But guess what? I'm not up to a tenth of the journey that I think I need to be for the current goals and work rate that I need to operate at optimally for it to be light work for me, I don't think I'm up to a tenth of the journey. And this is no longer about the intensity, it's about you do it every day.
Yeah.
There's a consistency.
Yeah.
You know, Amara says, and like the right way to do it is that you build consistency first, then you layer intensity on top of it.
Yeah.
But for me right now, it's intensity, consistency every single day.
I wish you well, bro.
Bro, like low-key, my mind is like, thank you for your wishes, but I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
No. You need the wishes, man.
I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
You need those wishes.
So, guys, let me bring this home, right? My point is this. If there is what you have set for yourself as what you want to achieve, especially if it's going to challenge you, right? It's something you haven't done before. It's unfamiliar territory.
Yeah.
Every one of us has the tendency to underestimate the amount of work it will take to get that done. By the time you start getting into it, you will notice that this thing almost passed me. Your mind is telling you to give up. Your body is telling you to give up, which is why I do those seemingly demanding physical these things to push my body. I'm trying to learn to say, my body stops when I tell it to stop. I will rest, I will take care of it, I will eat right, I will work out, I will sleep well. But in the time that we have to work, we are not joking around. There is what focused 2 hours of work we do, proper deep work. Yeah, we do that casual, distracted 5 works will not achieve. I have seen it. There is literally a book about it by Dr. Carl Newport's Deep Work. One of the books I was reading. I was listening to it on as an audio book when I was doing the run. Because I listened at 1.5x speed. I did 2 hours of the book in that run. The entire book was 7 hours. So I was like, I'm just pumping myself, pumping my mind space, pumping my environment with the fact that, see, there is change, growth that is typically hard, that you need to subject yourself to become the quality of person that can deliver the results that you want to deliver steadily.
I agree.
So which is why, guys, the focus is not on the ridiculousness that I did. That is just to show that for what I'm trying to do, it's just what I think it achieved, and I don't even think it's near there just yet. It's what I think it's just what I think it achieves. So the point is, you have to be well aware of the fact that if I want this goal, this is the work it takes to put it. Am I the quality of person that can deliver this constantly? If you are, great. It just means you didn't set good enough goals. Change them. But if you figure out that you are not just yet, subject yourself to that change. Subject yourself to that process. I promise you are a lot more stronger and resilient than you think.
That's the thing. People don't see how much they can become a lot of the time.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So your plan for growth essentially is that, see, this is what I need to do. This is why we started with clarity. That clarity is important.
Yeah.
Clarity looks like this. Alex Ramosi wanted to open a gym. He goes to his mentor then and says, what do I need to do to get like new customers in my gym? The mentor just told him post flyers. Alex goes and prints 300 flyers. I don't know now. I'm getting into the part of the story where I'm not unsure about the specifics, so you guys will have to confirm. But the point will be carried across. So let's imagine that, say, Alex shared those 300 flyers in like a couple of days, maybe 10 days, 20 days, even a month. He had maybe 1 or 2 signups or no signups. He then goes back to his mentor and said, like, this is BS that nobody signed up, blah, blah, blah. Then the mentor asked him, how many did you share?
300.
Said 300. He said, no, he didn't just say 300. He said 300 in how long? He said in a couple of days. I said, I share 3,000 a day. I know the story. I share 3,000 a day. This is what I'm trying to tell you about how much we underestimate
the amount of work.
And for that mentor, that 3,000 a day is light work, bro. It's light work, bro.
Like I showed up to the office today.
Alex was screaming that he did 300 in how many days? He was like, this is what I'm trying to say. That if you look at between Alex and his mentor then, they were probably capable of the same things. But his mentor was masterful at putting in that level of work, that level of results required.
Yeah.
Alex was not just yet. For him to be able to do that, there was change he had to subject himself to. There was growth he had to subject himself to. And most of the times, it comes with a little hardship or a lot of hardship.
Yeah.
So, guys,
completely agree, man. Completely.
Guys, if you're setting the kind of goals that we've strongly been encouraging you to set,
bro,
you need this.
You need this, man.
You need this.
By the time you guys are done and you look at those goals, like, you know, when you set goals like that, it forces you to figure out how to get there.
See, 100%.
The clarity the need for clarity will hit in
100%.
What's the plan?
You just find out you are cutting things. See, like there was one night I was just so bored. All the icons on my taskbar, I just started removing them. I was like, this is fuzziness. This is lack of clarity. This is muddying the waters. You understand what I'm trying to say? And I just wanted to, I just wanted to see this is what needs to be done. Do it, bro. Anything that wasn't that, I wasn't interested.
Yeah.
Like, it's muddying the waters. I need an incredible level of focus to deliver these results. And do you know what's crazy about it? There's nothing special that I'm doing. There are people that have delivered these results and more.
There's things I want to say about time, man.
These results and more.
There's nothing special. You find out that what separates you from the people who have achieved the things you're doing is just the way they are deploying their time, the money, the people around them, deploying things they have access to in terms of tech, media, and then their incredible work ethic. Like, bro, because you just see that you are still playing. You don't know. You're
playing.
You're not seeing the behind the scenes of these people's lives.
They play.
You're not seeing the behind the scenes of their lives. That's
like you have the best intentions for achieving that goal, but you don't yet know the amount of work that needs to go into it.
See,
and if you kind of know it, see, there's a demeanor about you will know that you're on the mission. You will just dip it and you'll be like, no.
Yeah.
There's a way this thing needs me to be.
There's a way you turn down requests from people and they can't fathom, they can't comprehend that. You're just like, guys, you will get it now, but you will get it eventually. You understand why I can't do that.
Let's compare notes in 5 months. Let's compare notes in 6 months. We'll see.
So, guys, we hope this leaves you thinking deeply about the need to be really clear on the things you want out of life.
That clarity is the first step.
And plan to get there.
See, guys, that clarity is the first step. Literally, I broke my Notion rule. I went to go and download Trello. What I want to use Trello for, the things that need execution, I just want to see them in one board because Notion is my second brain. There are too many things going on in Notion. I brainstorm in Notion. I organize in Notion. I archive in Notion. Notion has a lot going on. I needed a space where I just needed to see this to be done, this to be done, this to be done, this to be done. And then just spending that time doing it. I downloaded Trello and then transferred everything about execution onto Trello. Now, Notion is just a library, an archive. There is how it fits into my system now. But in terms of execution, because I want to look at what I'm supposed to do for that day. I'm seeing proposal, this, and I'm like...
You're using Trello the way I use Evernote. Anyway, guys, we don't want to keep getting longer than we have to. We thank you for tuning in as always. We thank you for making this a part of your day. We thank you for all the love, all the support, all the comments you have given us, all the shares, everything.
Guys, this share has been a lot to us. I saw third hand sharing this week. I was like, my God.
Daniel said so.
I saw third hand sharing. Somebody shared to someone that shared to somebody, and the person that they shared to came back to say, my God. Like, bro, you guys are doing the most. Thank you so much. Don't stop. Let's keep it going. Thank you so much. Guys, we want you to live kick-ass rockstar lives.
That's it, man.
That's really what it is. And we're telling you that this is what it looks like. And we're doing it right in your front. So that you see. So that you see. Guys, mark my words, 4, 5, 6 months. You guys are family. I will talk about the results I said I could not talk about. And by the time I say it, not from a place of pride or ego or anything. No,
just to show you
that this was what was done. You guys were there when I started talking about this thing.
Yeah.
So even if you weren't doing it as I was doing it, you know that it's just 6 months. It's really just 6 months. And you know how we think about time here.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Amara's already using one eye to look at me because of time.
I'm not.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, and
Yeah.
we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.